We are now joined by Rick Resinger, our Michigan Challenge Balloonfest Committee Chairman and the most recent recipient of our Chamber Spirit Award, which was awarded at our annual dinner and Citizen of the Year presentation that was held a few weeks ago. Welcome, Rick.
Oh, welcome, Diane. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. Why don't we take a quick minute and have you talk a little bit about your role at the Chamber and your career background.
Okay, thanks. Currently, I am the chairman of the Michigan Challenge Balloonfest. Pleased and proud to say this will be my 8th year as chairman. I believe 10 or 12 years on the board, and it's been quite a ride, quite an experience, especially these last 2 to 3 years. My career, I am currently the general manager at Champion Chevrolet of Fowlerville. Started with the Champion Automotive Group about 24 years ago now. Moved up from Florida to come to work for the group, and have served with them in several different positions, but currently general manager at the Chevy store in Fowlerville.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing. So we are excited to talk about the return of the Balloonfest in its traditional format and your award recognition. So why don't you talk a little bit about Balloonfest and what we can expect this year?
Well, it's back in full force. That's our plan. That's everything we're driving for. What's back in full force mean? If the last time we had a full-blown Balloonfest was 2019, and it was pretty awesome back then. We set some attendance records. So what can you expect? Wade Carnival rides will be back. So we'll have the full array of rides over in the carnival. Our food vendors will be back. We're currently taking applications right now, and in fact, there's a food vendor out there that still wants to get in, still not too late. We're also taking applications for the Arts Festival and the Michigan Open Air Market. Again, we are still accepting applications for that. We're going to have Friday night fireworks. We're going to have Carrie Holmes will be our entertainment on Saturday night. We're also looking to book we're still in the final stages of booking some other bands, hopefully for some entertainment on Friday night before the fireworks take place. And then up in the Arts Festival area, we're going to have our family fun tent. We're going to see who we're going to have up there. Ben the Lego Man, I believe we've already contracted with Detroit Circus. We're going to have some other strolling entertainment venue up there as well. And then some of our stalwarts that you're going to see as Sierra Club will be back, and Gary Dunn and the Toys for Tots will be back for the Marine Corps, and they'll be selling some food up there. And did I say anything about balloons yet?
Not one thing about these awesome balloons that come to us from all over the country.
Yes, we are. That's the exciting part about it, is that we'll be, again, weather permitting, we'll be launching balloons Friday night, Saturday morning. Obviously, will be the competition fly-in, and then Saturday night we'll have a launch and the ever-popular balloon glow. And then we'll have a launch on Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon. We have over 30 balloons right now booked, and we're looking to hopefully add some more pilots to the show.
Wonderful. So since you've kind of highlighted all the events, what would you say is your most favorite part of the Balloonfest? What do you look forward to the most?
The people, the crowds. That's what I look for the most. It's the accumulation of the whole year worth of planning. A lot of people don't realize that, the Balloonfest will be over at the end of June. In July, we'll start planning next year. And to just watch all those pieces and puzzles and to come together, and all the hard work, all the individuals that put in to do that, and then to watch it all come together, and to watch, really it's the little kids' faces. To watch the children ooh and ah, and looking at the balloons and eating the cotton candy and riding the rides. And it's just that whole energy for that 3-day weekend. And I always say, before you know it, it's going to be Sunday evening and it'll be done, and we'll go, wow, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Mm-hmm. Well, you talked a little bit about all that goes into planning the Balloonfest. So can you expand on that a little bit? Just the volunteers that we have, and just the amount of pretty much the amount of volunteers that it takes to put this on.
It's really amazing when you look at it. We have approximately 12 to 14 to 16 people on the committee itself, each taking on a different role, whether it's parking or whether it's the financing, whether it's the food vendors, advertising, entertainment. So you got those individuals, and we meet once a month, usually about 9 to 10 times out of the year. We take a little break in September and October, but it's the other people that behind the scenes that when it all comes together. Believe it or not, there's over 450 volunteers for that 3-day weekend. And when you think about just the number of volunteers, that's quite a feat right there. And we're always looking for people to get involved. If you'd like to join the committee, we have some leadership opportunities coming open. And if you'd like to volunteer, it's a quote unquote paid volunteer. And we can give you some more information on that if you have some nonprofit groups or something out there that like to have some donations made. We can talk to you about that. You can reach out to obviously anybody at the chamber or myself.
So what made you decide 8-9 years ago to get involved with Balloonfest?
Well, I was involved. The first time I went to the Balloonfest, I probably, like most of us, I took my daughters. I took and they were probably 3 and 1 at the time, maybe 4 and 2. Don't remember exactly the very first year, which was probably '98. So yeah, so they would have been in strollers, and to have them watch the balloons and the enjoyment on that. And then the Champion Automotive Group has been involved as a sponsor of the Arts Festival, and might be the longest continuing running sponsor of the Balloon Fest in the area. If they're not number 1, they're at least number 2.
I think, yep, you are absolutely correct.
And so I was involved on the vendor side of it first. And we would come up and we would have our display and enjoy the crowds. And then I made the mistake one day of talking to Sue Delato, who was on the committee, and I go, Sue, you know what? There's some really good ideas, maybe you guys ought to take a look at. And she goes, well, why don't you join the committee? That's not what I had planned, but that's what happened, and I became vice chair of the food vendor and nonprofits, and did that for a few years, and now here I am 8 years later, still chairman.
Well, we certainly appreciate everything that you have, just your heart and soul that you have put into this event. And you had talked about the Champion Chevrolet being a sponsor for so many years, and that's another such an amazing part of this community is the fact that this is essentially put on with sponsors' help, and so many businesses step up and realize what an economic driver this event is for the community, bringing in upwards of 100,000 people over a 3-day period to our community. And we're excited to be able to bring them back, and to we have activities going on downtown. We'll have activities out at the balloon launch area on the high school grounds. So it's a pretty spectacular event. So
yeah, Diane, if I could expand on that just a little bit.
Sure.
If it wasn't for our business partners, this event wouldn't take place. The Howell Chamber is the driving force behind that. It's not the city of Howell. It's not it's not the Howell Public Schools. They are very important. They are our partners along with the Howell Chamber, but everything is driven by our business partners. And without them, this event wouldn't happen, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And like we mentioned, or we were just talking about, is that we're going to have, we'll have events this year. The new twist is we're actually going to be having events downtown on State Street on Saturday during the day. We'll be doing a Balloon and Brews, beer tasting. So it's truly a destination for the weekend. Families can come out. There's something for all age groups to do, to participate in. And it's just, like I said, to see those balloons up close and just watch them go off in the glow on Saturday night is, there's just isn't anything that can compare to that. You had talked a little bit about your first experience with your girls coming to the Balloon Fest. Is there any other just memory that you have that just really resonates with you with the Balloon Fest?
Yeah, probably it may have. It seems like it's always bigger every year, but the biggest memory is probably 2019, which was our last one. But what really stands out is just the sea of people. It was hard to walk around. There was just so many people enjoying the event, and that was one of the in that event we launched every time. We had every launch to go off, and even though on some events it may not rain, obviously for the safety of our balloonists,